in Redmond, and today we're going to go over the planetary aspects that are surrounding us and affecting us for this upcoming week of February 26th through March 4th. Wow, it's crazy to think this year is already flying by. And you know what's interesting is we're coming up really soon on the astrological new year, actually. When the sun leaves Pisces and moves into Aries every year, that is the beginning of the new astrological year. So it's like we kind of get two ball drops in a way. And so, in a sense, it's like we're ramping up towards that year end yet again, in a way. So for those of us that haven't really been sticking with those resolutions, this is a good time to put them out there for the new astrological year that will be coming up in the next month. But this week also carries pretty powerful energy in terms of if there were resolutions that you wanted to make in terms of physical health, or your job, or money. Physical, tangible items, the things that we rely on a daily basis in our real life. But on the flip side of it, it also can handle if you wanted to make resolutions for increasing your spiritual connection, maybe doing yoga more, meditating daily, working on that connection that you have with the divine essence of God and finding all that you can about your spirituality and learning new things and evolving on your spiritual path. Maybe that's a resolution you had for this year. This week, we have a full moon that handles both of those polarities. And I know it sounds interesting because you've got the Virgo Pisces polarity that those two embody. And we're dealing with that this week as we go into the full moon cycle, the Virgo Pisces full moon. Virgo is a sign that deals with health. It's the sign that deals with work. It's the sign that deals with the daily regimens that we have. So if you're looking to make some adjustments in those areas of your life and you did not necessarily get that ball rolling, as ball dropped at the beginning of this year, that's okay, because full moons are always a fantastic time to set those intentions for this is where I'm done, this ends, and this is where it changes. Great week to do that. I didn't even tell you when the full moon is. I'm sorry. It's Thursday on the 1st. So that's a wonderful time to do that. Spiritual side of it is the Pisces side. And we're all getting a little bit more in tune with that thanks to the sun moving into Pisces last weekend. Pisces is the last sign in the zodiac. See, this is where we pull in that New Year thing again. Very last sign of the zodiac, and it represents all of the karmic knowledge that we have. It represents our spiritual connection with the divine and our innate understanding of past lifetimes that our soul carries into this lifetime, and it knows how those intricate workings of the universe actually do work. It knows the essence of God. It knows the face of Jesus. It knows these things. And being ruled by Neptune, Pisces is the sign of dreams. It's the sign where we can access and open that third eye and see beyond those realms into our Akashic records, as they're called, or the books that say this is what your soul has done in the past and it's what it's here to do in this lifetime. You can access those through dream state, through meditation, and see where in the heck is my soul supposed to be up in here. You know, you can see that. You can access those things. And as the sun moves through Pisces, not only do we have a greater yearning for that spiritual connection, we have an increased opportunity to make those connections. This is a time, as the sun goes through Pisces, where we can access our dreams, where our dream state becomes more active. And I know you all can agree with that as well. More dreams are coming through to the surface. And some of them, I think, are dealing with a lot of painful issues. They're dealing with some old people from the past, old boyfriends. I've heard all sorts of different things from clients and friends and just even myself as well. But I've heard them in various forms, and they all seem to take the same idea, that these are dreams from people of your past or situations of your past that are ready to be healed this year in 2018. The actual numeric calendar year of 2018 deals with healing of past traumas. We're healing especially of the major changes and shifts that have happened to us underfoot from the past couple of years. So that's what 2018 embodies, is this healing. Of course, we're going to start having dreams about these things as we push through the last leg of the astrological calendar year of Pisces here in the sun, and it's showing us through these dreams what needs to be healed. Maybe it's helping to shine a light as well on the reality of those people in those situations. So listen to those dreams, because you know what? This week they're going to be additionally strong under the energy of this full moon. You know what's interesting, especially if this healing that you have to deal with, like many people, okay, 2017 was a big year for relationship changes and endings. If you are one of those people, it's interesting that the energies that are also happening this week are pinging off of that full moon. The only other items that we have happening this week are, well, we'll get to Jupiter in a second, but I'm going to talk about Venus and Mercury. Venus and Mercury align this week. And when that happens, the planet of the mind, Mercury, and the planet of love and money, Venus, they embody one another's energies. So mind is on money and love. Okay, we got that undercurrent hitting that full moon of change in physical reality and change in spiritual, emotional reality. It's an interesting polarity, I know, but those things are going to get brought to the surface. Every time we have a full moon, emotions run high and things come to the surface. So those types of issues, love and money, and issues of the past with those will also resurface this week. Because remember, they want to be healed under the energy of this year if we're willing to let it go. So this week, we're seeing that happen. Mercury and Venus aligning at that time, and they're both in that sign of Pisces too. So they're really looking to the past and feeling those emotions, seeing behind the scenes, opening that third eye in the dream state, seeing what the reality of these things are and what would be best moving forward in daily life, for daily life, in physical reality. What is the best thing for my soul now? What we're trying to access. And that energy pinging off of that full moon says, hey, I'm willing to work with you. If you're ready to make some changes, if you're ready to see the reality of some things, just send it out in the universe. Ask for that guidance. Ask, sending it out there and saying, hey, God, I want to know what's going on here. Help me get this. Send me a dream. They will. He will. He'll give you signs in waking life and sleeping life as well. So, that's amazing energy that we have going on with that full moon. What else is interesting with that? Like I was saying a little bit beforehand, full moons are a wonderful time to make major changes, right? This is when we're saying, okay, I've reached the full point. My moon of me is full, right? And I've reached a breaking point. I don't want to deal with this anymore, especially if it's addictions or cycles that we repeat over and over. That is something this year is a big changing point for as well, thanks to that Cancer eclipse that happens this summer. I am tired of hitting these repeat buttons over and over again, we say to ourselves, because I keep repeating the same things again and again, because I have these autopilot syndrome situations happen where it just happens and I don't even mean for it to. I'm ready for that to change. That's also what full moons, this is a great time to break it under the energy of a full moon as well. So if you have repeat cycles in terms of health or money or your spirituality, your spiritual health, your connection with God, this is one of the most powerful full moons to take advantage of that. Not only do we have that, how weird is this, okay? Y'all know what a blue moon is, right? A blue moon happens very rarely. A blue moon is when we have 2 full moons in the course of a 30-day month cycle. We just had a blue moon last month, which was rare enough in itself, because we usually, in the course of a month, they come in 2-week cycles. We have the new moon, where the sun and the moon are completely aligned, and there's nothing in the sky. And then 2 weeks later, we have the full moon. So each of those have a 2-week cycle that go with it. New moon has a 2-week cycle of the waxing phase, full moon. And then the full moon goes down to the next new moon, waning phase. Waxing and waning, right? But here we go. We had 2 full moons in the course of that last month. And it was under that super, super powerful full moon energy of January 30th in the eclipse. Crazy stuff in the universe at that time, wasn't it? I mean, it was energetic enough even for me. I couldn't even do my weekly video. It knocked me down so much those couple of weeks around that full moon. Because it's pushing us for change, right? It's pushing us for change. And here we go. How weird is this? The next month, we're in another blue moon cycle. What are the odds? 2 blue moons in a month. I think that says a lot in itself, doesn't it? If things only happen once in a blue moon, this is the year maybe we can make those things happen that we've always said, maybe in a blue moon. We got 2 of them this year. And this is the year of manifesting too. In numerology, when you break down the numbers, it comes down to the number of manifesting. Number 11, the master manifestor. Our thoughts create our reality. I just had a party last night and I talked about it with a few people because it's so prominent in their charts and prominent in a lot of charts out there too for my clients and everybody I come into contact with, that we really do hold the key to manifesting what it is we want in our life, good or bad. And this year radiates that energy strongly. Here we go on another blue moon cycle this week. How crazy is that, right? So if you want to make some changes in these areas, this is a great polarity that brings that up. My thoughts. This is the Pisces side, right? Extra strong now because the sun's going through it. Shining a light on those thoughts that you have in here. Remember, Mercury and Venus are aligning too, so we've got our mind on that. The thoughts of what we want to see turn into tangible reality. Tangible reality is the Virgo side. Powerful energy this week. Write it down. Write it down in that full moon energy. Because this is an earth moon sign. Virgo is an earth moon sign. Dealing with, and it's not just about the physical body, it's also work, right? Are you ready to make changes there? This is a great time to do it. Money, especially because we got Mercury and Venus aligning. We want to make some changes there too. This is an amazing time because it's in that Virgo sign that deals with all of those things. But also, because it's an earth sign, my suggestion would be, let's write down. These are the things I want to see change this year. I am manifesting that I will make $2,000 a month extra on top of my additional income. I am manifesting that I am going to be consistent with my daily regimen of drinking my green juice in the morning, or lowering my carb intake, or reducing my dairy intake, whatever, fill in the blanks. These types of things. I am manifesting a good job. I am grateful for the new job I have. Things like that. Writing it down on a piece of paper, and you know what? Because it's an earth sign moon, burying it into the ground. This is your seed of manifesting, and you are planting it into the ground. What an amazing visual to have. And considering the entire world is thawing right now, we should be able to dig into the mud, no problem, right? Doesn't have to be a gigantic thing. You just go ahead and bury it. Whatever you want. I think it's a great time to take advantage of that energy this week. I think in general, the only other thing that's happening this week, what amazing energy that is, right, is that Mercury, that planet of the mind, is making its, actually no, we got a couple of things. The Sun and Neptune, those planets, that spirituality I was talking about, the Sun and Neptune also align this week on Sunday, on the 4th. And that really puts our mind on our spirituality. It really puts our mind on that power that we have to manifest something in a tangible form that isn't real yet. So there's a lot of that energy as well at the end of the week. That happens once a year when the sun aligns with the moon, and it happens for the remainder, and it'll be more pushed into next week. We feel that energy. So I see even more dreams coming through to the surface sun with answers that we're asking for under the power of this full moon here. And how to make those steps. What steps to take to make these things reality. Absolutely. So, the only other thing that we do have is Mercury. Back to Mercury and Jupiter. Remember, I kind of talked about them for 14 seconds. Jupiter and Mercury trine one another twice a year. A trine is where they hit this wonderful 45-degree angle. Triangular type energy. Happens twice a year when this is. And Mercury is the planet of the mind. It's the planet of communications, okay? And it's the planet of movement. It's the planet of speed. It's the planet of things going. So when Mercury retrogrades, things are usually backwards in that communication. Things are delayed. Things are slowed down. Communications are slowed down. Because that's what happens when it goes on its retrograde phase. And we'll be coming into that, too, at the end of March. But I am all over the place today. I'm so sorry. There's just so much excitement around this full moon energy, I tell you what. Anyway, so you've got Mercury, the planet of the mind here, and it's making that trine to Jupiter. Now, Jupiter, by golly, what a wonderful player that is this year in terms. This is that big player that is pushing for that healing of the past traumas. That's the one that's pushing us to heal all of these things that are the repeat cycles that are going on with us. So Mercury, the planet of the mind, is making a great connection to that Jupiter this week. Happens twice a year, so it'll happen again later in the year as well. But right now, as it does that, it embodies the beautiful qualities that Jupiter has. It is the most optimistic of the planets. It's the most joyous of the planets. And when it aligns with the planet of the mind, that uplifts our optimistic nature immediately. It uplifts our thoughts. It uplifts our communications with others. And I think that's going to be a beautiful tone to have, because this happens earlier in the week. This happens on Tuesday. So this will give a nice flow of energy leading up into the full moon that happens this week as well. That's it. No more astrological talk. Let's move on to our card reading, okay? I think we're going to move on, and now that we know all this energy and we're fully aware of how to really harness its power. Moon cycles are very powerful, and if we learn how to follow their rhythms, we also can learn so much about how to be in tap with the pulse of the universe. And I think that's a wonderful, wonderful thing to keep in mind. If that's one of your New Year's resolutions that you want to make, strengthen those vibes with the universe. But so let's pull a stone here. Let's see what angel is around us under the power of this moon, helping us to heal. Super strong, super strong. Oh, look at that. OMG. OMG. I hope Mama from the party last night that I saw is watching, because I just pulled a fluorite, and the fluorite was such a... I really hope she's watching right now. She pulled a fluorite stone, and I'm not 100% on the details of what is happening in this wonderful, fun, beautiful woman's life. I really don't know the exact nature of it, but I know that there was a massive loss of some form that has done quite a number on her inner self over the past few years. And she's coming out of that now. But it was a tough reading. It was a tough reading. And the stone that she pulled was a fluorite. And I see this angel coming back again right now. I know it was Archangel Jeremiah that came through for her, and he's there for all of us this year. The party I did last weekend, pretty much every single one of the clients pulled the stone for Archangel Jeremiah. He's the angel that helps us when we are in the life review phase, when we're trying to see something from start to finish accurately for what it was. He's the angel that comes to us when they say we're dying, and he flashes our life before our eyes. He's the angel that assists us in that life review. And last night, I made a point to go out and get her a really awesome little tiny chunk of fluorite, because fluorite embodies that energy as well. It's an amazing, beautiful banded stone that is purple and green. I've got a large slab over there, but I'm scared if I get up, my camera's going to go flying off the pillow here, so I'm not going to get it. But and you can't probably see it here, but it's a beautiful light green color and a beautiful deep amethyst purple color, and they're in bands. And anytime you have a banded stone, they are going to help you peel away the layers of whatever your situation is, like an onion, just like Archangel Jeremiah does by helping us to review these things. So does a fluorite, most protective and healing towards the heart center as you're trying to peel away these issues. And we know this week under this full moon, if this is a relationship issue, and that beautiful soul I spoke with last night, I'm pretty positive that it was a relationship change of many years that she had to let go of. And those remnants remain in our heart center, and these stones help to heal it. And so does the power of the angels God sends us, and Archangel Jeremiah is one to do as such. So let's call on him, because my goodness gracious, he has been around. And even at the party I did last night as well, he was around quite a bit, because he's doing a number this year. He's the angel of Scorpio energy, and this is the year that beautiful, amazing, wonderful, lucky planet Jupiter is touring Scorpio. Hasn't been there since 2005. And when it goes through there, it pushes us to heal those old wounds. It pushes us to forgive those that need to be forgiven, including ourselves, and to move forward in a healed new life. Archangel Jeremiah helps us to do that as well. That's why he's the angel of Scorpio energy. Scorpio deals with death and the transition and rebirth that occurs as a result of the losses that we encounter in our life. He is the angel that steadies the waters in those turbulent times and the grief that we feel where we can't move forward. And so he is there for all of us now, helping us to get on the other side of those waters. Let us see. Not only is he there all year working with us to heal these things, going from the darkest of the dark into the light, he is also here this week under the power of this full moon. So let's see what his energy is. One more. This is really interesting that we would pull that. So the Six of Water is a card that is exactly the same meaning as the Fluorite, as what Jeremiah is here. The Six of Water is a card that this one pulls back to childhood more though. And under that power of the Cancer eclipse we have coming this summer, it also harkens to that information as well that's coming through. This is a card that says that we're looking to the past with rose-colored glasses and kind of making it something that it wasn't, making it better than it was. And a lot of times we'll do that for childhood memories. This is the card of childhood memories and conditioning. But it doesn't have to be childhood, okay? Remember, we just talked about that with the Fluorite and with Jeremiah. It's memories in general, right? We're going back and we're looking at them, and we need to see them a little bit more accurately. And this is a card that reminds us that those memories are coming up. Remember, those dreams I talked about are also surfacing for people. Memories of the past, peoples of the past coming through. Let's listen to them and know that part of that process is that we're safe and protected. We're peeling away the layers of the onion to make room in this heart center of ours so we can receive the love and the money and opportunities and abundance that we're looking for. But we have to peel away these painful layers to get to it. This is a card that says that when we do, we're able to move forward. We're not so much looking under the water anymore. I don't know if you can see it really well, but this kid's up on the surface there, and he's trying to look down into the past. And when we do, obviously that water's in the way and it's clouding our judgment. We're trying to romanticize the past to make it something that it's not. So that energy is around this week, helping us to accurately see things. And much like this energy that's right here, instead of looking to the past, I don't know if you can see this or not, but there is an angelic type energy that's under it that is freed from not trying to look and make it what it was and what it really isn't. And there's a freedom that comes from this energy underneath that says, I'm seeing it for what it really is, truly under the surface, and I'm free from it. So we all have that energy this week and for the remainder of this year. So everybody, be sure to call on Archangel Jeremiah this week, especially if you're having dreams or need the guidance, right? Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful week. Bye.